Welcome back to the relaunch episode of Paranormal Fire. This will be our Halloween episode, as you will be hearing it on October 31st, 2019. So let me start by saying Happy Halloween. Tonight's discussion on Paranormal Fire will be vampires, and most specifically, we're going to be discussing Dracula, but if it can be a vampire, that's the discussion we want to have. We will begin to fan the flames after this short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
I hope all is well with you.
Alright, welcome back. Our guest tonight has been on my other channel, NWAPP, Nerd with a Phone podcast, before. But I know she loves vampires, so I've invited her back for this episode. Michelle has come bearing notes. Thank you for appearing, Michelle, on this and on NWAPP.
You're welcome.
Alright. So, where do we want to start this discussion?
Wherever you want.
Alright. Well, I guess basically we should start, because you did go to the trouble to create some notes here. And as it is in your handwriting, perhaps you can tell us what you found.
I guess we could start at the beginning. Most people view Dracula as the origin of vampires. Which isn't exactly true. Dracula, who was based on Vlad Tepes, better known as Vlad the Impaler.
Right.
And, it's not completely accurate. He's actually viewed in Romania, I think is what it was, as a hero who defended them against the Ottomans.
Against the Ottoman Empire?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But actually, vampires go back even further than that. The modern vampire you think of is obviously the blood-sucking, then you turn into a vampire, sometimes it's because they give you their blood, whatever, the garlic and crosses and holy waters and dismemberment and all that. I'm not even going to consider Twilight a vampire movie because vampires don't goddamn sparkle.
No sparkling. Sparkling doesn't count. Blood and Chocolate's a better movie anyway.
In ancient Egypt, though, vampires were actually thought to be demonic beings summoned by, sorcerers from other dimensions to wreak havoc.
Ancient Rick and Morty, nice.
Or the Asian, in Asia, you have like Chinese vampires, which, God help me, Chongxi. Terrible. Anyway, I don't speak Chinese. But they were evil spirits that were sent to, they drained life energy from people and killed them. And I guess there's in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, is a little more familiar. They're wrathful deities, but they actually were bloodsuckers. So, and there's a ton more, I'm sure.
Right. So, I mean, alright. Now that we've established a little bit of history about vampires, we can get general with it. Have some fun. Alright. I know you like vampires. Is there any body besides Dracula that sticks out?
I mean, like, I don't know, I can name plenty of vampires.
Okay. Well,
but, I mean, like, well, I mean, oh, you want a for instance? There's things like, well, blood and chocolate. Mm-hmm. But, there's, the, Interview with a Vampire, which apparently I'm the only person who ever even liked.
No.
The right. Blade series.
Okay.
You can edit out all the ums and the uhs.
You would think. This is a discussion. It's a podcast.
I'm sure there's plenty right off the top of my head that I'm...
Alright. Here we go. Here's one you're probably not thinking of. But when I was thinking about doing this episode with you, it immediately came up. Because I know you have in the past enjoyed maybe is a strong word, but you've been an on-again, off-again fan of Leslie Nielsen. Dracula, Dead and Loving It?
Oh, yeah. That movie's funny.
I haven't seen that in so long. So, I'm not sure if you're aware, because I really didn't do a good job of setting this up beforehand for you, but this is a Halloween episode. This episode will not be coming out until October 31st, so we can have a general things that go bump in a night discussion as well here. So, I mean...
I'm sure what
Okay, but I mean, just... I'm hoping the segue make this easy for you. It's all creepy and crawly things.
I know, vampires, werewolves, zombies, the boogeyman, black cats and whatnot.
Alright, but... Alright. Hopefully that's a spooky sound effect. Not sure. It's hard telling with these apps sometimes. Anyway, in keeping with the main theme, which is vampires, alright, what would you say, I mean, is Dracula pretty much king badass of all vampires, or is there somebody perhaps more badass?
That kind of put me on the spot there. Well, I guess he would be. I mean, he is the father of all modern day vampires.
Right. So, I mean, the whole discussion kind of revolves around this idea of immortality, really. I mean, maybe I'm off base here, I don't know, but I've always interpreted the whole mythos of vampires as people afraid of immortality, because most vampires loathe their existence. Does that seem accurate? I don't know.
Maybe, alright, so, in the myths and in the stories, people hate them and stuff, but I think, and in reality, like, if they were real, I mean, obviously people would hate them.
Right.
But as a story, people like to be scared.
Okay. Right. But what I'm trying to get to here is like how the vampires feel about themselves, right? Don't most vampires loathe and hate themselves?
I mean, not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, now, I guess theoretically most of the good guy vampires, and I know you can't see my air quotes.
You can hear them though.
Yeah. I guess kind of hate themselves, but I think that's just society, because like the bad guy vampires,
okay,
generally are the ones that like living forever and like to feed on people and like to do all that stuff.
Okay, so white hat, black hat.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so we are kind of running low on time for this segment. This episode will be around 40 minutes in total. But, so what we have learned so far is that many different cultures believe in the vampire mythos. There are good and bad vampires, something that maybe not everybody understands. And, well, vampires don't sparkle. I mean,
that's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Alright, so hopefully you found this at least mildly entertaining, folks. Alright, we'll be back with another segment here on Paranormal Fire. Stay tuned.